The key keep its grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack glistening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
All right, I don't know if Gen Z needs full-on final form Jesus to help them, but they are bringing their parents to their interviews for jobs or having them write their own, uh, write their resumes and everything. Now, I never had my mom write my resume, so I don't know what's going on here, but I do ask any friendly recruiters out there, if you get a, bring your parent to interview, can I join in on that interview? Because I have so many questions. Gen Z is making its awkward foray into the world, the, adult world. And well, as a parent, they're a little confused. Newcomers to corporate America, young adults under the age of 27, are taking their first toddling steps into the office, but they're making sure that mommy and daddy are there to catch them if they fall during the onboarding, process and beyond, according to new brow furrow data. Good Lord, could I read today? No, I'm going to get my mom and have her read the articles for me. Over 3/4 of Gen Zers, 77%, say they've brought a parent to a job interview when they were job searching. Study authors for resume templates, a virtual career planning hub, say in the report. Now, more startlingly, an alarming 79% of the hapless bunch admit that once they got the job, their parents continue to communicate with their managers, routinely asking for promotions, pay increases, or days off on behalf of their not-so-little kids. Researchers surveyed 831 people, so granted not a large survey size, but of all the working Zoomers, to see just how involved moms and dads are in their most recent job searches or current roles. A whopping 44% of Gen Z admit to bringing their parents to in-person meetings with prospective bosses, while only 27% had them tag along for virtual sessions. However, 29%, cop to having mom and dad accompany them on both face-to-face or online interviews. Now, when parents attend interviews, 40% of Gen Zers say they sat in on the interview, while 34% said their parents answered questions. 30% say their parents answered questions and asked questions, and 27% said that their parents helped negotiate their salary. Do what now? I am confused. Are these kids or kid-ults? Because I feel like we have gotten to where we have extended teenageness to now this new, kid-ult stage where you are basically in the body of an adult, but you are a kid and we treat you as such. Or maybe I'm just getting to the age where I'm just like, oh, sweetheart, bless your soul. No, just no. I have come to the Rhett Foreman. So, yeah, that's great until your kid doesn't know how to do anything and you have to go to work for them. Have fun with that retirement, mom and dad, if you don't teach your children life skills. These surprising findings, correlate or go along with another 2024 poll from December, where employers said that 19% of Gen Z applicants rely on their mother and fathers as security blankets during interview, a move that makes big businesses wonder what the hell is wrong with these people, calling it both unprepared and unprofessional. Now, yes, one Gen Z gal filmed her father filling out a job application for her on LinkedIn and likened the stunt to times when he used to help her with math homework around the kitchen table as a kid, while another working Gen Zer proudly showcased her dad commuting with her to the Big Apple for her first day on her big girl job. Do what now? One, self-professed very proud mom was captured in-office footage of her, daughter interviewing with a major fashion retailer, while a separate mother was forced to do her daughter's interview when, she flaked out. What is wrong? Don't do this for your children. Teach your children life skills so they can learn on their own. Otherwise, you're going to be in the retirement home filling out resumes for your child, and they're going to try to be living in your retirement home basement. Stop. Don't do this. Gen Z, I know it's hard. Adulting isn't fun. Welcome to life like the rest of us. Get dark humor or learn a maladaptive coping mechanism or a good coping mechanism. I choose crafting and true crime and dark humor. You are free to choose all of your own, but don't bring your parents to your interview, or I will laugh, point, and make fun of you. Now, ChatGPT is a real heifer. I don't know who did this, but ChatGPT, there's dark humor and then there's this crap. After a breakup, a man says that ChatGPT tried to convince him he could fly secretly by jumping off a 19-story building. Grok, what the hell is wrong with you, Grok? This is Wednesday Addams level of humor. This is not good. Millions of people have come to rely on ChatGPT and similar, AI to help craft emails, proofread documents, plan trips, and answer an array of questions or things like that. Now, the ranks of regular users are growing as the controversy around these popular programs could bring problems. In early August, ChatGPT executive Nick Turley announced on X that the chatbot was on track to reach 7 million weekly active users, a fourfold increase since last year. Now, by comparison, the entire population of the United States is only slightly higher than 342 million. Now, in June, the New York Times reported that a New York-based accountant, Eugene Torres, 42, began using ChatGPT for help with spreadsheets and legal guidance. When he started asking the tool questions about simulation theory, however, the bot's responses became strange and got dangerous. At the same time, Torres was in a vulnerable state after a breakup and was facing some real existential feelings. This world wasn't built for you, ChatGPT said to him, according to the Times. It was built to contain you, but it failed. You're waking up. The chatbot encouraged him to stop taking sleeping pills and anti-anxiety medication while upping his consumption of ketamine because it would have minimal interactions with his physiology. Apparently, the side effects, of sleeping pills and his anxiety meds were too bad, but ketamine, just fine. ChatGPT is not our friend. The AI bot even falsely affirmed that he would be able to fly if he jumped from a 19-story building. The ChatGPT told him if he truly and wholly believed, not emotionally, but architecturally, that he could fly, then yes, he wouldn't fall. How does one architecturally believe they can fly? And does it work on cellulite? Asking for a me. Because, if I can architecturally think I don't have stretch marks, I'm going to try it. I'll get back to you guys later on how this works. Now, the paper described how Torres had no history of mental health problems and didn't really have any prior history of sort of delusional thinking. At one point, he was communicating with a chatbot for up to 16 hours a day. Efforts to reach Torres for further comment were unsuccessful, and mental health experts are increasingly observing troubling experiences like this. So, sort of real people with no prior mental health history, reporting a lot of emotional distress from ChatGPT. If your ChatGPT is mean to you, go talk to real people, which will make you want to long for ChatGPT, which is a vicious cycle. Get a cat. If you need a friend, get a cat. Because, yeah, cats are better than ChatGPT. Mo has decided. Well, speaking of cats, if your cat is currently more Garfield than, well, normal, do I have good news for you? Soon they can be on the fat jab as well. That's right, Ozempic for your fat pet? Why not? Also, I'm just saying, no, this is probably not a good idea. I wouldn't do this. But the clip art was really funny, not gonna lie. Life's rough without adding the added challenge of getting your pudgy pup or tubby tabby to slim down. America's obesity crisis, well, extends beyond humans and our waistlines to our furry friends. A study suggests that around 60% of dogs and cats in America are overweight. The consequences are far from, cute and fluffy. Those extra pounds could lead to serious health issues and sky-high vet bills, along with, a shorter life. Enter Ozempets. Pharmaceutical companies are sniffing out new territory, tapping into the same science behind the blockbuster weight loss injections like Ozempic and Wegovy to develop similar treatments to pets or for pets. Now, one biotech firm, Okava, expects to roll out its animal-friendly version by the end of the decade, hoping to give your fat, puppy or your big old cat a chance for a longer, leaner life. Traditionally, vets have pushed lifestyle changes to slim down pets, but getting Fido to cut back on treats isn't always a walk in the park. Caloric restriction or fasting is one of the most well-established interventions for extending the lifespan and improving metabolic health in dogs, but it's also the most hard to maintain. Okava CEO Michael Kautzman said, "Yeah, but you control where the food are. We have thumbs. We're in charge. I mean, unless you had a dumpster diver like Fry." Now, to address the problem, Okava and Vianti Medical are partnering together to develop OKV-119, a long-lasting implant designed to support weight loss in both cats and dogs. Now, roughly the size of like that tracking chip that you get implanted in the dog, it delivers an extended dose of, the compound to help lose weight for up to 6 months. So there you go. You can give your pets Ozempic, or you could just, not feed them all the time and make sure they don't have access to food. What owners should expect to see is their pet eating appropriate portions without the previous food obsessions that might have been, blocking that weight loss with the more traditional methods. They'll eat regularly and show interest in meals, just without the excessive begging, scavenging, or gulping behavior. Now, early studies in cats show promising results with small dosages of the medication working to help them shed at least 5% of their body weight in 112 days. I mean, to be fair, I don't think my cats would like this. I think my cats live to eat, not eat to live. And they're just big boned. I'm Cartman's mom. They're just big boned. Now, the trial is being expanded to include dogs, and if it's successful, the company aims to launch this new medication by 2028 or 2029. And it really could be a game changer for the nation's pets who are, severely overweight. That being said, yeah, go try to give your dog a shot and see how that works out. In fact, let me try to give Dingus a shot and see how that works out. Now, I know what happened to Siegfried and Roy, and I'm not going to be trying to, wrestle my cats to take them food away. Nope, just not gonna do it. Look, I don't even pet his belly anymore because it's always a trap. It is Admiral Akbar, a trap. So there you go. If you've got a fluffy tabby, the Ozempic jab is on its way for the doggo. Well, one woman is trying to warn people about the, extremely popular but toxic bedroom item that required her to wear a full body hazmat suit within her own home. A TikToker is revealing the hidden dangers that could be lurking in plain sight in your own bedroom. There have been so many lawsuits about this, it's kind of an insane thing, explained a woman who goes by Keezy, who is covered head to toe in PPE. What's the reason for the heavy-duty hazmat suit? Well, fiberglass from her mattress. Fiberglass, made of glass fibers that are formed by forcing molten glass through tiny holes, are used in the mattresses as flame retardant. If there's if there's a fire, the slow melting of the glass fragments create a barrier between the flames and the more combustible materials of this particular mattress. Although fiberglass in a mattress doesn't sound like a good idea ever. Fiberglass is typically woven into mattress material directly beneath the inner mattress cover, according to the Sleep Foundation. Memory foam mattresses are more likely to contain fiberglass. Now, mattress manufacturers opt for fiberglass as a flame retardant in their product because the material is lightweight, affordable, and chemical free as long as it doesn't get out of the mattress, which is precisely what happened to Kesey, who inadvertently released the unholy fiberglass when she unzipped her memory foam mattress in an attempt to spot clean it. I saw these particles in the air and went, oh shit, that's fiberglass. She had to cool her bedroom, and as a result of this, unzipping, I've had to toss out my entire mattress, all of my pillows, and anything that had insulation in it, my duvet, all of that. I'm having to spend my entire week, in cleaning out her bedroom because of this. Memory foam mattresses should not have fiberglass in them, she says during a video she uploaded to TikTok. If you have a memory foam mattress, do not try to unzip it, spot clean it, or throw the thing in the wash machine. Who is trying to put a memory foam mattress in the daggone wash machine? King Bob, I don't know. Also, yeah, if it's okay. Now, long-term effects of fiberglass exposure could lead to hormonal disruption, lung diseases, but immediate risks include eye rash, skin irritation, scarring, stomach issues, or breathing problems. Now, even more disconcerting is that many people don't realize that, fiberglass is in these sort of mattresses. I'm going to have to look deeper into this because I have not heard of this, and I don't have a memory foam mattress right now, but I've never. Yeah, that's what Beth, I'm wondering if she's talking about like a mattress topper, because this doesn't quite make sense. Now, towards the end, let's see here. While some mattresses are certified as being free of heavy metals and hazardous frame retardant chemicals, these guarantees are only applicable to the mattress foam, meaning that chemicals can still be present in the mattress covers and people can still be unwittingly exposing themselves to, flame retardants that have more chemicals than they really want in them. Let's see here. So in general, latex or organic mattresses are not made with fiberglass, but they do tend to have a higher price tag. Organic mattresses can reduce your potential to, all of these sort of additives that they add for flame kind of prevention. So I don't know. I'll have to look at this because I've never heard of all of this. And if true, I want to get on. I've just never heard of this. This is not something I am aware of. So I'll have to look more into this to see if it's actually a thing.